So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Advanced Insights in SalesPad webinar. My name is Elizabeth Morse. I'm the event manager on our marketing team here at Cavallo. I have a few things to cover before we go ahead and get started. You can expect about a 30-minute presentation today, followed by plenty of time for your questions and our answers. You are welcome to ask questions at any point throughout today's webinar using that Q&A icon at the bottom of your screen. I will facilitate those questions at the end of today's presentation. We are recording today, so you'll be able to share this recording within about 24 hours. It'll be up on our YouTube channel as well as our Cavallo website, so you can share it with colleagues who may have missed today's live webinar. Or revisit it yourself. We are very excited to have our Vice President of Product, Joe Post, with us today, as well as our Senior Product Manager, Alyssa Strand. So this dynamic duo is going to dive into Profit Max platform within SalesPad, also known as Customer IQ for SalesPad. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to these guys to knock it out of the park for us.
Yeah, welcome everyone. So we're going to do quick intros and then we'll get into all the fun content for today. So for anyone who doesn't know me yet, my name is Alyssa Strand. I am our Senior Product Manager for the SalesPad suite of applications here at Cavallo. So I've been here about 8.5 years at this point. I'm located at our headquarters here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And for some fun facts about me, I have 3 feline fur babies at home. And my favorite season is autumn. So right now in Michigan, with all the leaves changing color, it's really my favorite time of year. And with me today, we have Joe Post.
Hello. Oops. Hi, I'm Joe. I'm newer to Cavallo. I've been here a little less than a year. I'm the VP of product, and I'd like to share my fun facts are I went to art school, and now we're combining art with algorithms. And the beauty of data visualization is at the core of a lot of our products. I also, as a hobby, run a food blog that gets over 10,000 monthly visitors, and I do that basically just for fun as a foodie. My last fun fact is I once rode an ostrich, and often that fun fact is not believed, so I brought some photographic evidence. If I can just advance there. So there it is. True story. And I was channeling my bird brain and putting together aspects of this presentation. We'll come back to that idea in just a minute. So I wanted to just kind of set this up by giving you all a quick discussion of why we're here and what it means for us over here at Cavallo. We like to think of ourselves as helping solve distribution challenges. And we understand that in the current market, margins are under pressure and small mistakes add up fast. The customer data you need is often scattered across systems from your ERP to your e-commerce system, your CRM, and many other systems. And we understand that reports don't necessarily turn into action in time to make a difference given data is in all these different places. So today we're introducing Customer IQ that changes that. It gives you profit-driving insights right where you work inside a SalesPad. So just a little bit more about the Profit Max platform, customer intelligence. Profit Max platform is actually a platform consisting primarily of 3 major product areas: customer, product, and profit intelligence. Those 3 lenses offer insight into surfacing hidden margin risks and finding growth opportunities hidden in orders. It's always current as it updates daily. And now what we're doing is bringing that to SalesPad directly. The part of Profit Max that we have implemented now into SalesPad is specifically the customer intelligence module, which helps you quickly understand which customers can help you grow your profit and which customers put some profit at risk. The features and functionality that Alyssa will get into in just a moment really cover these 3 main areas: profit tiers, or ABCD, which helps you understand instantly which of your customers are most and least profitable. If you think about that from a Pareto principle, it's that classic 80-20, where 20% of your customers are making probably 80% of your profit. We also have features to highlight churn alerts, which is to say it helps you identify that odd duck that may be accounting for your churn. And together with ABCD, there's a powerful combination of tools to help you prioritize your highest value customers and help you save customers at risk. So again, how can customer intelligence help you? It's customer health insights in action. You can zero in on profit drivers and instantly see which accounts grow margin and which cut into it. We can catch customer churn before it happens and spot those slipping customers while there's still time to save them. And of course, all of this is updated daily. Now, I like to think about this in way of a story and illustration, and just think about, you have your sea of customers, and we all know that not every customer is created equally. And what our customer IQ allows us to do is we know which are your most profitable accounts, and we're able to identify your A players, your B players, your C players, and your D players. Keeping in mind that your A players are making you the vast majority of your profit, while a D player or a D customer might actually be costing you money. So that's what we're calling ABCD segmentation. And it allows your sales reps or customer service reps to spend more time with higher value customers. And the inverse is also true. Ideally, you're spending time with the customers that matter, and you can deprioritize using the tool, spending time with customers that are lower value. Our data gives you the ability to fix that directly. Of course, churn risk is also a really important concept for customer IQ. Churn risk is the ability to spot which top accounts are at risk before they leave. Of course, in our world, we know that the cost of acquisition of a new customer can be extremely high. So in particular, we want to make sure we're identifying which of our A and B customers may be at risk and spotting that odd duck before they churn or leave. Of course, ABCD segmentation is understanding if 2 of your top 20 customers churn, what's the revenue hit? So in the customer IQ, we're also able to identify the impact of this churn. So we're looking for that odd duck that's flashing warning signs now so that you still have time to save that account. All right, and finally, I think, and crucially, you can act with confidence, and it's not another tool. So we've brought this customer IQ directly into SalesPad. So you can access this information. Alyssa will show you where this shows up in the application. It's embedded right inside SalesPad, so your reps and CSRs don't change their workflow. They just get better information at the moment they need it. All right, I think with that, Alyssa, I'll hand it off to you.
Yeah, so with customer IQ, we're taking all of these great insights that are being generated via artificial intelligence and machine learning in the Profit Max platform, and we're bringing this into SalesPad. So you get all of this visibility of the customer health in the place where you're already working, and we have new actionability because we have new structured customer outreach that you can leverage so that you can actually action efficiently on these particular odd ducks. So we're building this into a bunch of existing screens. We're actually creating some new screens and reports. There's a ton of new features, so let's get into it. So of course, with customer health, what's most important is having this visibility in these key customer management areas. So within the customer card, we're actually adding a new tab for customer IQ. So you'll be able to surface the ABCD score and churn risk for each customer over time. Each of the data points in these charts is a captured change to the customer's ABCD or churn. So you can see whether they're going up or down, and whether that's good or bad, depending on the customer. You can also see when you did outreach. So the little stars are when you actually actioned and reached out to this customer to have some kind of touch point to try to encourage them placing more orders. So here you can see the first star resulted in their risk dropping from high to only elevated. And after a second touch point, their risk went down again to moderate, and their ABCD also went up from a C to a B score. So with ABCD, like Joe was saying, this is about what proportion of your revenue or margin is being generated by this specific customer. So that are they in the top 25 percentile of your customer base as far as their contributions to your revenue? And with churn risk, it's bringing in the recency, frequency, and monetary value of the invoices that this customer has placed. So as a direct result of the outreach, you can actually see that this customer is placing more orders, probably higher value orders, and that's contributing to the changes in these overall scores. So you can also see on the left their current customer health stats. So you can see their current ABCD and churn risk, as well as their lifetime sales margin and margin percent. So you always have this snapshot of their current health in your system. You can make all 5 of these fields available in the customer card's properties up top as well. So you can just give easy visibility so people don't necessarily have to drill into this tab to see that information. And we're also adding this in a couple other high-use customer management screens. So in customer search, you'll be able to see, search, filter, and sort by all 5 of these metrics. And in the customer monitor, you'll be able to pull them in as well. So if you have customer workflow and you're using that dashboard to manage your customers, you'll be able to have customer health visibility there as well. We're also bringing customer IQ into the sales entry side of things. So you can bring the customer's ABCD and churn risk into the properties section for easy reference. And this way you have that visibility of the customer health whenever you're managing your quotes, orders, invoices, and returns. You'll also be able to see these whenever you're just managing sales in other screens throughout the application. So in Sales Monitor, you'll be able to bring in customer health. In the sales search, you can bring in the ABCD and churn risk as columns so that you can see, search, filter, and sort based on those. And you can also bring them into various sales bulk processing screens, from sales batch processing to sales doc mass update and sales line mass update. So again, you have all of this information available for visibility and decision making. We've also created some new reporting templates so that you can quickly surface customer health in a new quick report and a new visual dashboard. So with both of these, you can start from this easy template that we've provided, and then you can customize it to show exactly what you need to see. So with the dashboard, when you choose the new customer IQ data set, it actually starts with this whole format. So you can review customer health across the business. It gives you colorful pie charts so you can see the ABCD and churn risk for your entire customer base. There's a gauge for your current margin percent across all of the customers. And at the bottom, there's a grid that lists all of the customers who are being used to factor into all of these results. So there's a bunch of filter options here as well. You can filter by customer, so select one particular customer and see all of their information. You can filter by a salesperson, so choose a particular sales rep, and then it will filter down to all of the customers for that rep and show you all of their ABCDs, churn risk, and average margin percent. And you can use the ranges for lifetime sales and lifetime margin to whittle down to customers who are in particular ranges so you can action on those. You can even click on the pie chart segments. So if you wanted to easily see, like for all of my A customers, click on that segment, and then the churn risk will update to show you the churn risk across all of your A customers. The margin percent will update to show you your average margin percent across your A customers. And the grid will filter as well to show you all of the customers who are considered A customers in your system. So again, this is all super configurable. It starts with this template, but then you can adjust as needed, like changing the margin percent min and max to fit the goals that you have for your business. And you can add other visualizations as needed. So then the other template that we've created is a new base quick report. So this lets you search and filter across all the customer health records that are in the system. You can add any other customer data to this that might be helpful, or you can just take the backend SQL query that's part of this and add it into your existing quick reports to empower them with a customer health snapshot. So again, you can very heavily customize this to fit your needs and make sure that you're seeing customer health in the ways that you need it. We're also creating new workflow rules for both sales documents and for customer workflow. So you'll be able to route sales documents based on their customer's ABCD score, churn risk, or the lifetime sales margin or margin percent. So these let you create new automatic checks in your workflow. So D customers have negative margin overall, so you can have them have stricter margin checks on their sales orders so they stop costing you money. Or maybe you want to be more lenient on margin with A customer orders so that you can keep their business. You can also make sure that high churn risk customers are automatically escalated, so you have that easy visibility and you can take action on them faster. So lots of new ways that you can incorporate customer health into your workflows so that the business is operating in ways that actually support your customer health. All right, and then for actionability, there is a whole new concept for handling customer outreach within SalesPad. So you'll be able to generate outreach suggestions in a scheduled automation. Maybe this is a weekly job and it's going to line up all of the outreach that you're going to do for that week. You can set this to be based on any customer level fields, or you could create a script if you have more complex outreach rules. So maybe you want to reach out to all of your A customers who haven't placed an order in the last month. It doesn't actually need to tie to ABCD or churn. You could have it target a specific customer class that you want to do some kind of routine outreach to, or based on customer user fields. It's very flexible. It's entirely based on your rules. There are controls in there to set the format to use for the subject and the description that you can see here, and which task type to use. So all of this information just gets automatically generated based on each customer. You can also set which customer contact should be used, and when these get generated, it automatically assigns to whichever sales rep is assigned for that customer. So then there are two options for what you actually do with these task suggestions. So firstly, you can schedule these tasks. So you can see these suggestions in this new customer outreach screen or within SalesPad today. So there's a new suggestions tab that you'd be able to see. And then you choose to schedule these. So it shows the usual scheduling pop-up. It automatically populates all of this information, so you don't need to fill it all out again. And then you just need to set the day, the time, and the duration, and you can make any changes to this as needed. So if you need to switch out the sales rep, or adjust the subject or add more notes to the description, you can do all of that. And then once you submit, it actually gets scheduled on the calendar, assigned to the sales rep or whoever you've made it assigned to. And then they work against that and they mark that task complete when they've actually done that outreach. So you can use this whole structure with either tasks or interactions. Both of them are options. Most people use one or the other already. So typically you would want to set this up with whichever structure you're already using. And then all of these show up in all the same places where tasks and interactions are already visible throughout SalesPad. So then the other option is you can just have sales reps work through the list. So you can skip the scheduling. They can just come to the customer outreach screen here and work down the list, mark things complete as they've done that. So this could make more sense if the sales reps just need to work through a list. Maybe they have some generic customer outreach block, and that's when they have dedicated time to go through and reach out to these customers who need this action. There's a lot of visibility configuration for this and SalesPad today. So you can set it up so sales reps can only see their own outreach, sales managers can see all of their sales reps, and admins can see everyone so they can do anything they need. What's also really nice about this is it lets you avoid the noise. So outreach that's based on the ABCD or the churn risk will consider that customer to be done whenever the outreach is completed, until their ABCD score or churn risk score changes. And then if they re-enter the criteria for outreach in the future, then they'll pop back up in the list again. So this helps avoid any duplicate work for the sales reps and overly harassing your customers. So this overall is a super useful new feature for structuring customer outreach within SalesPad. All right, and then the last couple areas that we've expanded are related to bringing customer health to integrations across the ERP ecosystem. So we have a connector to HubSpot that automatically pushes customer and contact updates between the systems. So we've expanded this to also allow sending information to HubSpot in HubSpot custom fields. So you can sync even more data out to the CRM, like the customer health information for marketing campaigns. SalesPad Mobile is our mobile app for iOS and Android that people can use for CRM and sales order entry and management on the go. So customer health fields can now be added to the mobile customer card, as you can see here, for easy visibility while reps are on the road and at trade shows. And Inventory Manager is our mobile WMS app for iOS and Android. So earlier this year, we added directed picking, which lets you prioritize your sales order fulfillment. And now you can actually set up directed picking to use ABCD and churn risk. So you can prioritize fulfillment for your A customers and always meet shipping commitments for your high priority customers. So here you can actually see a fairly complicated example. Like it's not obvious. It doesn't quite go A to D or high risk to minimal risk. But what it's doing here, you can see the configuration on the left. It's doing all of my high risk customer orders first in order from A to D. And then it will go through all of my A customers from highest to lowest risk, and then all of my B customers from highest to lowest risk, and so on. So this lets you get really granular with deciding how exactly you want to fulfill these orders to make sure that if people are at high risk of churn, you're not missing shipping commitments and making it potentially more likely that they're going to churn. And reinforcing your A customers, because if they're the ones who are contributing most to your bottom line, then you really want to make sure that they're the ones that you're always being able to deliver white glove service for. All right, so Customer IQ really lets you keep all of your ducks in a row within SalesPad where you're already running your business. So this is currently in an active beta period. So this will be ongoing through Q4. Beta participants can use Customer IQ for free for 60 days. And then we'll be officially launching this in January. So anyone who has or buys the Profit Max platform can add Customer IQ for free. Or it's also possible to just buy Customer IQ without having the full PMP visibility. This does require a full upgrade of SalesPad and Inventory Manager and SalesPad Mobile if those are applicable for you. So that's something to keep in mind as well if you're looking at upgrading to take advantage of these great new features. So if you're interested in learning more or participating in the beta, we are still taking applications for that. So please reach out to your account manager and we can answer any questions or provide a tailored demo for you. And then finally, we love feature ideas. So we want to know what you care about most. So we have a SalesPad ideas portal where you can see what other users have submitted. You can vote for your favorite ideas, and you can submit your own requests if they're not in there already. So we want to know what matters most to you because, of course, we want to keep creating super valuable new features that actually matter for our users. So please let us know what is on your mind and what would help you in your day-to-day in SalesPad.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. We have a few questions. So first, does generating outreach suggestions require automation agent in SalesPad?
Yeah, that's a good one. So technically, the framework that's being used for the generation is Automation Agent, but people don't need to own Automation Agent to use that part of things. So if you use Customer IQ, we will install Automation Agent for you. But if you don't actually own full Automation Agent, you'll only have access to the Customer IQ related automations in there.
Okay, perfect. And someone's also curious if they participated in our previous beta program for the Profit Max platform, can they participate in this beta program that you talked about today?
Yes, please. I would love that. So we're still looking for beta participants. I really want to know like which of these features is most important for people and where else we could expand to really make this super valuable for our customers. So if you've participated in previous betas or if you haven't, that's totally fine. We're happy to have any current SalesPad customers participate in this beta.
Awesome. Sounds like the more the merrier.
Yes, absolutely.
Love it. Well, very good. So that is going to conclude today's webinar. Thank you to both Joe and Alyssa. for the great content here. Once again, it is going to be posted on our LinkedIn as well as the Cavallo website, so you can view the recording again and send it to colleagues. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. We hope to see you at future webinars. You can find all of those on our event schedule right on the Cavallo website. You can view previous recordings as well as register for upcoming events. And then again, if you'd like to explore your organization's specific needs, send a note to your account manager. And that includes if you're interested in our beta program. But if you're not quite sure who that person is, I'll make it easy on you. Just send a quick message to marketing@cavallo.com and I will get your message in the right hand. So we'll take good care of you. And lastly, there will be a really short survey when you exit the webinar. We'd greatly appreciate your feedback. And thanks once again for joining us today. And we hope everyone has a great rest of the week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.